Welcome back to a short video on ShopDog-Garage. Going to be on the 67 Camaro. The hardware from Southern Camaro for these came in. This is that goofy screw. In our last random and interesting video, the shopping cart was up and I showed people where that screw goes here. So I'm going to grab a couple tools and set that in. And let's find out just how bad that is. We'll find out. And I'm sure it's not going to come as any shock or surprise, but I can't actually install the vent window. This opening shape here will not allow it to install. So I've been pulling this back into the proper shape. I'm probably going to have to pull, you can see the scratches here, that little bit off. This is why you got to test fit stuff. Imagine if this was all painted, how frustrating this would be. All right. Did a little bit of work so at least I could get the end through. But now you can see I'm hard pinched everywhere here. So all of this, trying to get this in, would absolutely pull all the paint off. 100%. So I gotta figure out why. Because you can see I'm hard pinched here and here. And I've got room right here, but I'm hard on this lip here. And down here, this is under quite a significant amount of tension. So just fighting. This just gets more and more interesting. Not only have I had to increase the width here and straighten this flange back in a little here, but I've been working this point. This part of the door kind of came forward in an arc, and I've been trying to rework that because you can't get the vent window in past it. So I wonder if this side has that same shape. Yeah, it does. So let me grab something straight. Give me a second to find a stick. I'll be right back. Trusty paint stick. Let's go ahead and open this door. I think it'll be easier to see. Okay, I'm going to put paint stick in a line so you can see it's following that. See the arc at the end? That doesn't allow the thickness here to go past it. So on the other side, you saw I've been hammering and grinding and hammering and trying to straighten and trying to get that fold correct. Yeah, this one I'm going to have to pull that out again too, just like the other side. Yeah, this aftermarket garbage, it's just freaking awful. It's just terrible. What a waste of my money and time this has been. Okay, now I haven't drilled the hole for the long screw yet. But you can see I've got plenty of adjustment room in here, so I'm not too worried. I'm able to tip it. You know, the adjustment here is the one that is going to give us this adjustment. The adjustment here gives us this adjustment. There is no real up and down adjustment. Had to make the hole. So that's awesome. And then remember, all of this gets covered with a weather strip. And there's going to be a little gapping here because the weather stripping for the fuzzies ends right there. But I do have it. And I did take a deck screw, shove it through, and spin it real fast with the drill. So hopefully that whole location is marked. Because I don't really want to monkey with that right now. I want to do it after the fact. But it looks like after all that work, this one's on. Let's just go ahead and pre-do everything I know I got to do over there. But you can see that doesn't look too terrible. Well, this side isn't going as well. You'll note we're hitting that hard. Watch when I open the door, see? That actually hits. Now, I needed to have a gap similar to that up here because, you know, all the weather stripping in the channel. The problem being, I've already got that bottomed. So this still needs to slide up, and that needs to slide down. However, every time I do that, it just pulls in. So I'm still fighting, but there's going to be some changes here. This obviously still has to go down. That tab should be lower than this. So this is why we got to check. You knew none of this stuff was actually going to fit. All right, got the Grand Council here. So it's getting closer. It's been a lot of mods going on here. I even had to grind a little on the vent, and I didn't want to. But in fact, you can see the scratches probably there. I've been knocking that surface out. Had to widen this surface again. And we've had to make some adjustments here. But it's getting there. So I'm getting ready to loosen this again. And, oh, yeah, I know you guys can't see that. But that's about as high up as that can go. But at least it's not hitting the frame anymore. It is a lot closer. If I could get it to right there, I'd be happy. But right now I'll have a hernia holding the car while it's going down the road. So, a little bit more to do. Don't know how well this shows up. Let me zoom it in. Okay. Using that same finger all the way around. I even like the angle that we've got her adjusted for in and out for now. You have to finalize that once the rubber's in. There's nothing you can do about that. I just need to know that it can be adjusted. So that's been fun. Loads and loads of fun. I love how well Goodmark made these doors and fenders and extensions. Is what it is. The Grand Council has disbanded. I've been kind of working on this and looking at this, and here, let me close that. You can see, you know, I think that's going to be reasonable gapping, means I can adjust to it. A couple things to note. One, if I use the hole, let me turn you guys that way. If I use the hole here, not that one, that one is for weather stripping, but there's another hole here. If I use that, this has to be too far down, so I'm gonna have to drill a new hole there. But the other thing is, one, you can see this is kind of an ugly hole. I have to order a much larger drill bit. Let's see if I can get you guys in the door. Nope, phone doesn't do that. The camera's on the wrong side. But you can see as I'm starting to bring the screw in, I can't get it where I need it. See, it goes to that point. I got to get through a plate over here and into the structure over here. I've got to drill the one on that side as well. I've gone through every drill bit I own, and they're all about a ½ inch too short to make that happen, you know, without getting to a size that's too big. So I think I'll take this screw in, measure its diameter, and order a drill bit. Let me get the light out of the door because I will never remember it's in there. So the other side's got the same problem. So with the door closed, you can see this isn't too terrible. It's not up too high. That's going to need some cleanup. But, you know, once this gets squeezed, I think that'll look pretty okay. When I come to this side, you'll see I've got a lot of the same dipsy going on here. Now, it is a little closer to the shape here, which makes me a little nervous. You know, if I squeeze here, also I still got to drill that hole. I've still got a decent enough gap, but it's not as consistent as the other side, so I got to do that. But also, I already have this as short as it goes, and that's the adjustment that's going to bring the window this way. So, not sure what I'm going to do there. Once again, this is why you have to test these things before you paint them. Remember, I had to make that step up as well. I'm just so disappointed in how this all fits. But figured I better close this out because it'll be a few days before I get a drill bit. I gotta figure out what I gotta order. Anyway, thanks for watching. please like, comment, and subscribe.